In the next few minutes, you're going to learn 3 very valuable tips on how to improve your fundraising from the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. Hi, I'm Brice Sokolowski, the founder of CatholicFundraiser.net, a website that's completely dedicated to helping Catholics just like you with their fundraising. Whether you're starting out, looking for new ways of fundraising, or you're just trying to expand your fundraising, you are in the right place. Now, before we dive into the Pontifical Council's recommendations on fundraising, I just want to make sure that you download absolutely for free the 10 Commandments to Catholic Fundraising. These are 10 things that I found to be very helpful when aligning my faith with my fundraising. It's helped me. It's actually helped thousands of Catholics as well, because it's been downloaded by thousands of Catholics, and overall consensus is 2 thumbs up. So make sure that you download the 10 Commandments to Catholic Fundraising. The link is right below. Make sure to download it absolutely for free. Okay, the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace published a few years ago, I think it was 2004, the Compendium of the Social Doctrine of the Church. If you're watching this in video, you're seeing me show you a copy of the book. If you're watching this on podcast, I'm showing this via video. I have read this cover to cover. If you could see, every page is underlined. Fantastic book. Now, why is it a fantastic book? It's a fantastic book because it goes further than where the Catechism goes. The Catechism teaches us or shares with us what is it that we actually believe as Catholics. The Compendium goes into how do we take action with that. And I'm just going to give you explain how the Church Fathers explain what the Compendium is. I'm going to read. If you hear me pause, if you see me pause, it's because I have my notes that are also included right below in the link. So the way they call it is, well, it was published in 2004 under Pope John Paul II, and it deals with questions concerning life in society, and it presents a precise but complete overview. So the Catechism about faith, and the Compendium about how to live. And within it, I found 3 recommendations on how to go about fundraising that I think you're going to find valuable because, well, I have found them to be very, very valuable. Just getting my hair organized. So here are 3 recommendations, what I believe are very valuable from the Pontifical Council on how to fundraise. Now, the first recommendation is attention. Attention to recognizing where you are, and also attention to God. And but what I mean by that is, and I'm quoting them, the Pontifical Council is, those who recognize their own poverty before God, regardless of their situation, receive particular attention from Him. So it's good news if you're fundraising and you're looking for those funds and you're like, man, will anyone donate to you? Well, God is paying attention to you, especially if you don't have anything. I started out fundraising with absolutely nothing, and actually that's where I found God to be most helpful. So the first one is be attentive to your situation and that God is with you. When the poor man seeks, the Lord answers. When he cries out, the Lord listens. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is attitude. I'm paraphrasing, and I'll go into what the document says. So recognize that donations come from God, and your responsibility for properly administering these donations. The Pontifical Council says specifically, when you have an attitude of humble availability and openness to God and trust in Him, you begin to see economic goods, and this is very important, economic goods, which you can say are donations, as divine gifts. Divine gifts to be administered and shared because God is the first owner. And now the Church Fathers call people to be administrators of the goods that God has entrusted in them. So you've got to have an attitude of humility, be positive about economic availability of donations. Fundraising is good, donations are good, money is good. It's all very helpful. The document, the compendium dives heavily into this point that the economic development is very good. Goes into that, and that references as well donations. So have a positive attitude, have a humble attitude, and third, be attentive to people's donations. Now the third point, very, very, very important, is taking action. You've got to go out and get involved. I see too often Catholic organizations that aren't getting involved with their donors, aren't getting involved with their prospects, aren't getting involved with their volunteers. They're just saying, give us the money and then we're going to go over here. That's not, from what I read, the Pontifical Council's recommendation. So they say economic activity and moral behavior are intimately joined to one another. Everyone has the duty to commit himself to the economic development of all. So yes, donors are supposed to donate to you, but all, that means you to them. The economy has as its objective the development of wealth and its progressive increase. So it's okay to increase things, increase donations. Not only in quantity, but also in quality. And I think this is where you can really add tremendous benefit to your donors, prospects, everyone around you, is adding the quality of economic development, going out there and speaking to people about what you're doing and inspiring them to donate to you. So you've got to get involved. You can't just send a letter. You just can't send an email. You can't just ask. You have to get involved in the economic development of your community, where you're located, your state, your country, wherever you are. Get involved, take action. So those are the 3 recommendations from the Pontifical Council and the Compendium. I highly recommend that you read it cover to cover and dive in and let it help you guide the way with your fundraising, because it's it's helped me tremendously. God love you. Share this with a friend. Share this with a Catholic organization that you know. And I look forward to speaking with you next week. Bye-bye.